On the news today, Minister of Tourism describes Governor Ba as a rare gift to the nation. In Abuja, Minister of Foreign Affairs disowns fake ambassadorial list. On business news today, independent marketers begin direct loading from Dangote refinery. On the foreign scene, Australia's Prime Minister launches task force on anti-Semitism. Our special report is on the Aba International Trade Fair. Details of this and more coming ahead. And from Enugu, Southeast Nigeria to the rest of the world, good afternoon and welcome to Afia TV News Today. My name is Alex Obodo. Details shortly. Let's begin the news in Enugu, where the Minister of Arts, Culture and Tourism and Creative Economy, Hannatu Musawa, has described the governor, Dr. Peter Mba, as a rare gift to the nation, saying Enugu is the luckiest state to have him. Musawa, who was on a one-day visit to the state at the weekend, during which she toured the International Conference Center, Enugu Digital Museum, and equally lit up the Christmas Village, a state-private sector initiative at the Nara Triangle and the Unity Park, commended Mba's development strides and innovation in the past 18 months. Speaking to newsmen after our tour and official lighting up of some recreational facilities, the minister, who expressed satisfaction over our experience, noted that she looks forward to coming back in the new year to see how her ministry can collaborate and partner with the tourism, culture and creative industry to open up the potential and work with the governor to really bring value to the people of Enugu State. On his part, Governor Mba thanked the federal government for all the cooperation received so far, reiterating his stand that Nigeria's economy is best grown from the states, not the center, with each federating unit harnessing its potential. In a separate development, the Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, Brigadier General Y. Ahmed, has admonished corps members in Abia State to desist from incessant and unnecessary travels and night journeys that could endanger their lives. General Ahmed gave the admonition to the 2024 batch C Stream 1 corps members on Sunday at the multipurpose hall of the Omona Bende NYSC Abia Orientation Camp during his official visit to the camp. The NYSC Director General, who spoke on various aspects of the service year, told corps members that if they must travel, they should obtain the necessary permission and must travel with registered transport companies. Earlier in her speech, the state coordinator of NYSC in Abia, Mrs. Gladys Adama, noted that the Abia state government has commenced rehabilitation work at the orientation camp. Away from that now, troops of the Joint Task Force Southeast Operation Udoka have cleared the camps of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and its armed affiliate, the Eastern Security Network, ESN, in Imo, Enugu, and Ebonyi states. This is contained in a statement issued in Umuahia by the spokesman for the task force, Lieutenant Colonel Jonah Onwakalu, on Sunday. And Lieutenant Colonel Onwakalu explained that the troops comprising the Army, Navy, the Air Force, in conjunction with the Nigeria Police, Department of State Service, and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps cleared the camp at Uhualako in Okigwe local government area of Imo State. He added that the alleged IPOB members were forced to abandon their camp in disarray, escaping into the adjoining forest due to troops' superior firepower. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll have more stories from the region.
You've often wondered, what does it mean to be Igbo in today's Nigeria? You know, what's the intersections? What are the conversations we're having about our Igbo spirituality, culture? An example is people wearing red cap. You know, everybody wears red cap. Are they entitled to wear it? What does Nzenozo mean? What does Igbo spirituality mean? How have we changed as a society over the last 20, 30, 50, 100 years? Every Thursday, 6 p.m., if you want to know more on libations. as I have a conversation with different people from all walks of life who common thread is being Igbo, or doing business with the Igbo, or living in Igbo land. What does it mean to be Igbo in today's Nigeria? Cheers. And, oh, I need to do this. Let me pour to our ancestors.
It's a brand new week and another opportunity for us to gist and me to tell you, bring all the spice, all the things that are hot, trending and exclusive on social media. Sometimes I know there's constructive criticism. I know that you know how to quote it. So for the people that don't understand, I want to be like, oh, why are you doing this?
Please, I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm only doing this because of the money on Facebook.
There are some people you need to just tell the truth brutally. Let it hurt them. Give it hot.
Afia TV official exclusive.
You're welcome back to the news today here on Afia TV, and continuing with stories from the southeast region. The police command in Ebonyi says it has begun an investigation into the incident involving the killing of a truck driver along the Ishiago-Okigwe Expressway in the state. DSP Joshua Okando, police public relations officer, in an interview on Sunday, explained that detectives have commenced an investigation for the possible arrest of the people behind the killing. He urged the public to steer clear of criminality for a better Ebonyi and Nigeria at large. Recall that a truck driver was shot dead by suspected gunmen on the road on December 4th. And now to some national stories. Now, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has urged the public to disregard a fake list of ambassadorial nominees circulating on social media. In a press release issued on Sunday and signed by each spokesperson, Kimiebi Ibiemfa, the ministry clarified that no such appointments had been made, and emphasized that the appointment of ambassadors is solely the prerogative of the president. Recall that the September 2nd, 2023, President Bola Tinubu recalled all career and non-career ambassadors operating the country's diplomatic missions, embassies and consulates globally. However, over a year after, ambassadors are yet to be appointed and deployed to various countries. Meanwhile, the federal government has declared its readiness to expand the scope of anti-terrorism war tactics by establishing the Counter-Terrorism Communication and Command Control Center in the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC. Speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony, the Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, commended the leadership ethos of the NSCDC, the Commandant General, Dr. Ahmed Abubakar Audi, for putting in his best to ensure that the Corps delivers its operational mandate. He noted that the plan to establish the Counter-Terrorism Center is very apt and timely, based on the need to fight the dreaded terrorists, criminal elements, and other non-state actors across the globe. On his part, the NSCDC boss stated that the establishment of the center is in tandem with the strategic goals of the Corps to leverage advanced technology in securing lives, property, and the nation's critical assets. In other news now, the Minister of Interior, Mr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, has asserted that President Bola Tinubu is committed to fostering culture and tourism development in Nigeria. Tunji-Ojo stated this on Sunday while speaking at the 100th anniversary of Okeabwe community, the headquarters of Akoko Northwest Local Government Area of Ondo State. The minister added that the president, out of his passion for the country's value and unique image, has rebranded the Federal Ministry of Arts, Culture and Tourism and Creative Economy to promote peace and unity. Speaking, the Ondo State Governor, Mr. Lucky Ayedatiwa, who was represented at the event by the State Commissioner for Culture and Tourism, Rashid Badmos, urged the traditional rulers in the state to keep showcasing their various cultures for the essence of promoting them. And still on the national news, the Minister of Women Affairs, Hajia Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, has reaffirmed President Bola Tinubu's unwavering commitment to addressing the concerns of women and youths in Nigeria. Speaking in Kanu during an empowerment program for 1,000 women and youths organized by Nasser Jaoji, a member of the Governing Council of the Federal College of Education Technical, the minister emphasized the importance of inclusive policies and actions for national development. She described the initiative as a powerful demonstration of collective efforts towards uplifting women and youths, stressing that any society that overlooks these critical groups risks stagnation. To business stories now, the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, has begun lifting premium motor spirit petrol from the Dangote refinery. The National Publicity Secretary of IPMAN, Chinedu Okadike, confirmed in an interview that the lifting of petrol from the Dangote refinery started in late November. According to Okadike, independent marketers started the prior loading of the product through MRS oil. Meanwhile, this follows an agreement reached with the refinery last month by IPMAN. And the federal government has set aside 700 billion naira from the Federation account for the implementation of the distribution of free electricity meters under the Presidential Metering Initiative PMI. According to the Special Advisor to the Minister of Power on Strategic Communications and Media, Balaji Tunji, the PMI is on course with a target to deliver 2 million meters yearly. He revealed that the government would fulfill 8 promises to deliver 1.3 million electricity meters out of the 3.2 million meters under the World Bank Distribution Sector Reform Program Initiative this month. Meanwhile, the amount deducted from the monthly Federation revenue before allocation to the 3 tiers of government was aimed at bridging the metering gap in the country, which currently stands at 50%. Still on the business news and outside Nigeria, an Egyptian military agency has assumed control of the country's strategic commodity imports, which has disrupted the global wheat market as the shift replaces the decades-old state-run General Authority for Supply Commodities, GASC, and allows the agency to manage international buying tenders and make direct purchases. Egypt, one of the world's largest wheat importers, previously relied on GASC, a part of the Ministry of Supply, to procure grain for its population, where subsidized bread is a crucial staple for 70 million citizens. Meanwhile, under President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, military-owned firms in Egypt have seen significant growth, a development that has raised concerns among some business leaders and foreign investors, prompting the Egyptian government to defend the role of these companies, arguing that they are stepping in to address gaps in the market and ensure stability. We'll take a break now. When we return, are the stories from the international scene.
It's a brand new week and another opportunity for us to gist and me to tell you, bring all the spice, all the things that are hot, trending and exclusive on social media. Sometimes I know there's constructive criticism. I know that you know how to quote it. So for the people that don't understand, I want to be like, oh, why are you doing this?
Please, I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm only doing this because of the money on Facebook.
There are some people you need to just tell the truth brutally. Let it hurt them. Give it hot.
Afia TV official, exclusive every weekday on Afia TV.
Assalamu alaikum jama'a, sunana mai martaba Sarki Abubakar Yusuf Sambo. Ina kallon Afia TV kuma ina jaddada ma jama'an mu su dinga kallon Afia TV. Allah ya taimake su a aikin da suke na kyau. Inda ba yake ne mu no Afambo His Royal Highness Sarki Abubakar Yusuf Sambo an ma watch Afia TV na kwado kwan dibu. Inda ba ni ne ka hana watch Afia TV. Afia TV na mo fima. Daalunu.
Time check, it's 2 p.m. and it's time for us to vibe, chill, and relax.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV.
So Lunch Break is all about the music, it's all about fun, it's all about entertainment, it's all about entertaining gossip and stories from social, it's all about the latest trends, it's about what's lit, it's all about the games with our guests, and yes, in general, I like to say it's all about the vibe and vibes only.
Welcome to Afia TV, your go-to channel for excellent news and incredible shows that keeps you IEI, that is, informed, entertained, and inspired. Need a break?
Ladies and germs, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV.
Join Choco to vibe and chill on lunch break at 2 p.m. for the latest trends in music and entertainment.
Not like I have big money.
Dive into the world of innovation and creativity with Rochelle on Unka.
It means art in English.
Where creative minds and groundbreaking ideas come to life. Tune in every weekday at 8 p.m. Do not miss Afia TV Official, your perfect dose of laughter, where they discuss what is currently trending on social media every day at 5:30 p.m. on Afia TV.
But in this economy, the savings will save you, man.
And that's not all. Stay tuned for more exciting shows on Afia TV. Catch us on DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17.
You're welcome back to News Today here on Afia TV. We are reaching you live from Enugu, Southeast Nigeria. My name is Alex Obodo. To the foreign scene now, South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol has been banned from leaving the country over a failed attempt at imposing martial law and growing calls for him to step down and a deepening leadership crisis. When asked at a parliament hearing on Hongwon, the head of the Corruption Investigation Office for high-ranking officials said he has ordered a ban on foreign travel for Yoon. Dong-woon noted that Yoon was still legally commander-in-chief, but his grip on power has come to question, with dissent growing among senior military officers against the president and his own party, saying it will establish a task force to handle his eventual resignation. Meanwhile, Yoon has apologized for the botched attempt and said he was leaving his political and legal fate to his people in the political party PPP, but has not resigned. In other news, Syria's ousted President Bashar al-Assad and his family have arrived in Russia after being granted asylum by Russian authorities. Russia has granted the family asylum on humanitarian grounds, the state news agency reported on Sunday. Al-Assad's whereabouts were unknown after armed opposition fighters captured Damascus in the early hours of Sunday, declaring it that his government has been toppled. Meanwhile, the advance came less than 2 weeks into the opposition's lightning offensive. And finally, on the foreign scene, Australia's Prime Minister has announced the launch of a police task force on anti-Semitism, following a spate of attacks aimed at Jewish people, including an arson attack at a synagogue. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese made the announcement on Monday as police said they were treating a fire at a synagogue in Melbourne's southeastern suburbs as terrorism. Recall that the attack on the Adas Israel synagogue on Friday was the third incident of arson aimed at the Jewish community so far this year, following the firebombing of a Jewish Labour MP's electorate office. And now to sports. Chinedu Ufere was the saving grace for the Nigerian representative Enyimba International as they rallied from 2 goals down to a 2-2 draw. The People's Elephants commenced their resurgence in the 45th minute through Ifeanyi Ihemekwele Ufere, pumped up the volume in the second half to level the game in the 57th minute, and all their efforts to secure a late goal proved abortive as the game ended 2-2. Enyimba now has 1 point in 2 games, while Zamalek moved to 4 points. Lastly, in the world of sports, Plateau United came from a goal down to beat visiting Heartland FC in a thrilling Day 16 of the 2024-2025 Nigeria Premier League football action. Plateau United took the lead courtesy of an early goal from Sunday Anthony, who headed home off Daniel Itodo's long throw-in, and the Enugu Fidelis Electrical side extended its unbeaten run this term to 9 matches and bridged the gap at the top of the log after a slim victory over Rivers United 1-0. Kano Pillars defeated Katsina United 1-0, while Afia Warriors got the better of Niger Tornadoes 2-1 in Umuahia. Bayelsa United left it late to beat Ikorodu FC by a lone goal, as Remo Stars beat El Kanemi Warriors 2-0 in Ikene. Up next is our special report, and it is the Aba International Trade Fair has ended. The event, which kicked off on the 28th of November, lasting 10 days, ended at the weekend with promises of improvement. Emmanuel Nwazwe, Afia TV's Bureau Chief in Abia State, has more details.
Aba, the Enyimba city, had in the last 10 days hosted the 2024 Aba International Trade Fair. So this place buzzed with activities as participating companies advertised their goods and services. Afia TV, the official media partner of the fair, was very much on the ground.
Down here, they have very good items that will do well to subsequent editions. I promise you it will be better. Lessons have been learned from what happened over the past 10 days. And when you return again, you will start reaping the gains.
But it is now the time to draw the curtain on the 10-day affair, hence the closing ceremony. The governor, represented by his chief of staff, Pastor Caleb Ajaba, described this edition of the event as a seed planted for a better future yield.
What has happened from the inception of this international trade fair on November 28th till date is the planting of something that is very, very big, and by the time we return here next year, you will see that the seed you have sown today is starting off this international trade fair in Aba is going to be a strong platform to launch Aba and indeed the black race into international reform.
Having gone round the booths for inspection, he acknowledged the gaps in this year's event and promised improvement in the future.
This is a great sign of good things to come. Aba is certainly back. You know, anything that you are starting newly, there must be challenges. Of course, the organizers must have also taken note of the challenges that they have experienced organizing this. So I would want to see a situation where the publicity is intensified and also planning, starting their planning much earlier that they have done this year. I'm sure that if they get the bearings right, quite a lot of the stalls, a lot of spaces that have not been utilized this year, I'm sure that by next year they will even have the challenge of meeting the needs and expectations of those who want to be part of the trade fair.
Chief Waka Inem, the chairman of the planning committee, talks about the challenges faced.
Well, it could have been better. It's just a little above average. Like I said, we could have done better than this. Next year, yes, we are going to have larger people subscribing. We are starting in time. For instance, there were so many companies when I got involved in the marketing that were willing and ready to come to Aba, but because of budgetary provisions, and I found out that most companies decide the fairs and exhibitions they will attend in a year and put it as planned as their budget. So we're not in most major companies' radar. Even when we convince them, but we were not. So we even congratulate ourselves for forcing out most of them to participate from extra budgetary positions. So which means if we announce our trade fair by the end of March next year, most companies will capture us in their budget.
Some unoccupied booths lay credence to Chief Inem's assertion, hence this honest rating by another member of the committee.
70%. There are still lots of room for improvement in terms of awareness and mobilization. So we have done well for a start, but we can do better subsequently. Then trade fair, we need to understand the gain is not essentially about the amount of money you made immediately. It's the contacts you build, the exposure you gain. Ordinarily, someone selling in a Aba market, in a Area market, or a Here market would not see Afia TV come to interview them. But because they are the trade fair, the TV channels are here, Afia is here, people are talking about this trade fair. It's about exposure, it's about contacts, it's about letting the world know that you have product ABC, and this is why it is better than what is in the market.
The old saying has it that everything that has a beginning must have an end. For the Aba International Trade Fair, it is a wrap. The end has come, and the takeaways have been there. The organizers have actually acknowledged the fact that it wasn't 100%, but there are some credits to be taken that people actually participated, and the fact that there is a room for improvement when it comes next year. There will be better preparations for the next edition of Aba International Trade Fair. And for us, being partners, we have played our role waiting for the next time it will happen here in Aba. And for now, from us, as people make their ways home, we must also make our way home. So from Aba, Emmanuel Wazwe reporting for Afia TV.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel Wazwe, and what a very thrilling 10 days of business it has been out there in Aba. We'll take a break. When we return, it will be time for our discussion segment, and we'll be looking at the Southeast Development Commission. Will it be a catalyst for economic development here in Alaibo? Join us after the break with my guest.
Backstage Events and Promotions Limited is pleased to announce Enugu's premium barbecue, drinks and cultural festival, the Beer and Barbecue Bonfire, December Rush, and the Homecoming Festival. Date, Sunday the 8th and Monday the 9th of December 2024. Venue, the Car Park, Amadeo Event Center by Oakland, Tunnel Road, GRA, Enugu. Time, red carpet starts at 12 noon on Sunday and 4 p.m. on Monday. Gate fee, free. For more information, please call 0707-266-9398 or 0901-675-2802. Proudly sponsored by Color Code Matrix Group, Mami Foods, supported by Nition, Enugu State Ministry of Culture and Tourism, T Wireless, Fonzie, and Predia Hotels. Media partners, Afia TV, Afia Radio, Dream FM, Solid FM, Urban Radio, Nanny Boy Media. Don't miss it.
Welcome to Afia TV, your go-to channel for excellent news and incredible shows that keeps you IEI, that is, informed, entertained, and inspired. Need a break?
Ladies and germs, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV.
Join Choco to vibe and chill on lunch break at 2 p.m. for the latest trends in music and entertainment.
Not like I have big money.
Dive into the world of innovation and creativity with Rochelle on Anka.
It means art in English,
where creative minds and groundbreaking ideas come to life. Tune in every weekday at 8 p.m. Do not miss Afia TV Official, your perfect dose of laughter, where they discuss what is currently trending on social media every day at 5:30 p.m. on Afia TV.
But in this economy, the savings will save you, man.
And that's not all. Stay tuned for more exciting shows on Afia TV. Catch us on DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17.
Good evening.
You're welcome back to the news today. This is the discussion segment here on the program. And this afternoon, we're taking a look at the Southeast Development Commission. Is it a pathway to economic development here in the region? As you will have seen in the news, President Enugu has made some adjustments to the list of those who will be heading the Southeast Development Commission. There's been a rejig. But another issue here is that what exactly will that commission be doing? And what will it do for the region? Will it be a catalyst for economic development? What are those things they need to identify to really get the region going? A lot of people are saying that this should have happened in 1970. Well, and like they say, better late than never. And there we have it, the Southeast Development Commission, and then they are getting ready to really spread their wings. Whether they will fly is yet to be seen. But let's look at what the issues are. I'm joined this afternoon by Barrister Sam Otobeze. Barrister Sam Otobeze is the president of the Nsukka Chamber of Commerce and the CEO of the Abokus Integrated Securities Limited. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon on the news today. So,
thank you.
Good move, isn't it? Finally, we have Southeast Development Commission. Everyone, it looks like, well, this is 1970. Let's just assume that this is 1970. We want reconstruction, rehabilitation, and reconciliation. Well, but it looks like the Southeast want more of reconstruction and rehabilitation, first of all, before any other thing can happen. So let's talk generally about the commission. How do you feel about the fact that there is now a commission, devoted to helping Southeast to prop up its developmental agenda, apart from what the governors are doing?
Thank you, Alex, for having me. It's a step in the right direction. It's been long awaited. After the Civil War, that would have been the very first thing, because in every family, you are bound to have some misunderstanding. And in sociology, conflict is not an aberration, but an engine for progress and change. So to have had that kind of conflict resulting to civil war, the next thing, rationally to be done would have been the commissioning or institutionalization of this commission to truly, reconcile, reconstruct, and rehabilitate, and bond together and move forward. Because that is what was to be taken away from the conflict resulting in civil war. But it's still good, it's coming at this time. God knows why, but for me, it is a very right step in the right direction, an impetus to revitalize the Southeast economy. And our people, they have that kind of urge. Give us an opportunity to develop. And if the words of the government is matched appropriately by action through funding and under support, you're going to see how this is going to, regenerate the economic development of the Southeast, and I expect a kind of an exponential growth, in the development of the region. So, I really appreciate the move by the federal government.
All right, so a lot of people expect that there should be some kind of identification of problems by the commission. If you want to solve a problem in a region, you have to first of all, find out what is troubling the region. Some people are already looking at, that generally in Nigeria, but the World Bank data is showing that we will need to invest between $100 to $150 billion annually over the next 30 years to mitigate infrastructure deficit of the country. But then for the Southeast, this figure is estimated at $10 billion annually for the Southeast to get on its feet and start running. And then another thing there is that Southeast have about 2,500 active erosion sites cutting across the 5 southeastern states, which have displaced hundreds of thousands of persons and significantly impacted their means of livelihood. There are different issues, but they're just touched on just these two. One, the amount of money needed to get the whole process on the road. And then second is environmental challenge. If you want to develop a region, make it ready for business, it has to be accessible. So erosion is a real problem. We haven't got into the elephant in the room, but let's address these two now.
Okay, we have myriads of problems that need to be solved. But you see, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. And I think those who are wearing the shoes know where the pinches are. So we have a whole lot more than that. Actually, the right thing would be the profiling of the problems to be solved. And of course, it's not yet late. And that's what the commission, I expect them to be doing, profiling of the challenges that the commission is going to be facing. We're looking at the food insecurity. Of course, that's a challenge. And we take away the issue of dashing able-bodied men food and water to drink, and then getting them to go and produce those things that they need. Of course, the ecological issues are there, and it's going to take a lot of money from that. And remember, that 10 billion, now it's not just for a year, but we'll run about 3-4 years for us to start making some substantial improvement in bringing back the economy of the Southeast. Now, that's our part. Normally after a civil war, the first thing to be done will be demining, because there are, different weapons forgotten, left, buried in different communities. And you know what? Just July last year in Ochima community, it happens to be my place, a bomb was discovered by a farmer. We had to get the bomb disposal unit from Enugu to come and detonate it. You can imagine how many bombs are lying around the farms and forests of the Southeast. So that's a concern, because you can imagine if that was not seen and it just exploded. It could have wiped out a whole community, and that's it. So a whole lot of things is there. So the insecurity, and of course I looked at the terms of the 2R of the commission. I did not see any security there. Maybe it was silenced, but I think that's one of the things that should be a focus. Because before you begin to, you see, there is this dialectical relationship between security and development. It's like a seismic, a symbiotic, if you will, or a thesis and antithesis, if you will. You see, is this security before development, or development before security? But they go hand in hand. These are part of the things that you need to address before you begin to talk of development. So that money will not do. If they are profiling, I would say, gentlemen and ladies, congratulations, but I need you to...
Why they were silent on insecurity is because the governors are, by the Constitution, the chief security officers of their states. And already, a lot of people think that by creating this commission, you are naturally going to be bruising the egos of the governors. But this is not a time for egos, isn't it? It's a time for development. There is no one governor in the Southeast that can claim that he can solve all the problems in his state. If there is any such governor, let him raise his hands. So shouldn't this be a situation where they should welcome the Southeast Development Commission with open arms?
That's exactly what they will do. I expect they will do that, because we have gentlemen, we have people, not illiterate, people who are well-read in the government. They should be able to put down the ego, because this is about the society. It's about our future. It's about the future of our children. It's not time to play politics. It is time to do things that will leave footprints when they are gone. It's time to work together. It's time not... You see, and the problem we have been having as a region is, playing solo. Everybody wants to do it his own way. But by the time you team up, you synergize, you know, and do whatever is to be done, you see the impact is always very positive and, you know, takes us to the next level. But here, if we continue to go solo, it's going to give us a problem. And remember, in 2023, on 28th or thereabout of September, there was an economic and security summit at Owerri, and which really emphasized on the need for the governors to work together to develop the Southeast. And there are so many things that they can bring their resources together, and those things will work more seamlessly and bring more results. You know, that will be more result-oriented than going in solo. Developing this commission is not a challenge. It is a support. And they need to leverage. They need to really tap into that and then let hunger disappear so that insecurity will peter out gradually. But no state can solve this problem alone. Problem of insecurity cannot be solved by any state. Whatever they're doing, I know, and I can say it emphatically, they're just jokers. If you don't work together as governors and bring a holistic plan, you cannot solve the problem. Why? Deal with the problem in Enugu today, they will migrate to Anambra. Deal with it from Anambra, they will go to Imo. Deal with it to Imo, that's not how security is run. It has to be holistic. The system is supposed to be holistic. That's why we recommended a regional, you know, a regional economic development center, a regional security and peace development center. They are going to be working this way. Economy here, security and peace that way. They are going to be coalescing. So what you cannot deal when on security you have kinetic, you have non-kinetic, and that is the peace, you know, aspect of it. By the time you ring fence this, and they contribute their small quotas, you see it working holistically. Have a training institution for most of these things, so that what you are doing, you know, on security in Anambra, that's what we are doing in Aboy. And it's going to be producing, choke them in, and swallow up all the little things we are having. So, both on security and economic development, we can get it right the moment the governors decide to work together. In fact, I remember we even, you know, produced a kind of document, all of them to sign, agreeing that we're going to work together to secure, to recover this zone. This has been known to be leading the country in terms of economic development. But we are laggards, as you know. And honestly speaking, the future is looking very bleak. The hope in the horizon is very dim because we are running solos, and it's not going to help us. But with this, I think we need to drop politics, drop it down. Because when you go to the market, the seller is not going to ask you whether a PDP or APC or Labour or whoever. The cost of thing is the cost of thing.
That's right.
So wherever you are, you buy it at the word of it. So we need to drop religious differences, drop tribal differences, drop political differences, bring our economy and our security together, and peace, and revitalize, bring up, you know, reinstitutionalize our growth and recover our position in this country. Because crying of marginalization is when you are marginalizing yourself. But this is an opportunity for us to rediscover ourselves and then free ourselves and now deal with the issue of marginalization. You know, when you know it, you'll be looked for. When you have it, your enemy will ask you to come and do it if he needs result. So you are marginalized when you don't seem to be organized.
Yes.
But when you organize and focus, your marginalization is going to be reduced.
Absolutely. There are, of course, potentials to be harnessed. Statistics abound. The southeast region of Nigeria boasting an aggregate GDP of approximately $33.2 billion and a population of about 21.9 million implies a GDP per capita of around $1.51 million. Now, this places the region in a similar economic classification as Ghana and Kenya in terms of GDP per capita. Although the total GDP and population size differ, comparatively, the region's economic metrics are higher than those of smaller and less economically developed nations like Malawi and Burundi, but still fall behind more diversified economies such as those of South Africa and Egypt. So there are opportunities based on our population size, GDP per capita. There are potentials for growth here. So at the end of the day, there are some positives. The Southeast can actually come to the party again. And are we getting a sense of the late 50s and early 60s once again? Can the Southeast maybe come to the party as one of the fastest growing economies in a few short years? Is it possible?
It is possible, Alex. It's possible because you have very vibrant youths. And you see, there was something in the past that worked for us, you know, and that's the kind of tutelage system, which you call one boy in those days. I don't know what it's called now. But remember at that time, you know, one person can put up to 3 or 4 people serving him, learning the trade. And by the time they have served 4 or 5 years, they are on their own. And then we take it from there. And if you go to the Onitsha market, go to Enugu, go to Lagos, these are the people making the real money today. So it's originated from the Southeast. In fact, I am sure it has become a kind of a discipline to be studied in some, you know, well-recognized universities outside this country. Other states are learning it. So our boys are there. And you know, an average Easterner is naturally intelligent and enterprising. It's an opportunity for us to regain what we've lost. I think I should really say kudos for the, you know, government to have, you know, established this. It's an opportunity for us to rediscover, you know, our strength and then make the difference. So it's an opportunity. If you go to sport, you know our boys are very creative. Whether in sport, whether in art, in all those, it's an opportunity to challenge the intellect of our boys. And you know, an average Igbo man, push him to the wall, that's where his best will come in. Now, we've been looking for a situation, opportunity to express our being. This is an opportunity for self-expression as a region. So, I don't have any doubt that with support of the government and realization of the state governments, you know, and you know, the ability to work together, that this will be a situation where our GDP is going to move from 1.5 or so US dollars to about 2 or 3. We should recover. We should take the lead because we are born enterprise. We are born as entrepreneurs. Remember, in the early 70s, even after the war, you hardly see any Igbo person who is healthy, who is begging for money. But the story is different today, you know. So that opportunity is needed. And what do I appeal for our youth? The appeal I make to the youth: please put down your arms. Let's use our brain, not the butt of the gun. Get back. You are born with some potentials in you to become that who you want to be. You are not born with a gun or born to be violent. And that's the only thing that will derail our dream. Violence. Get rich quick. Otherwise, we're going to be back on track pretty soon.
All right. So let's take a look, because already there were commissions in existence. We're hoping that the Southeast Development Commission can draw from the experiences of those that were there before them. The NDDC, the Niger Delta Development Commission, of course, I think that's the one that has chalked up a lot of money, but it's also gotten into a lot of controversies. Hundreds of projects abandoned across the Niger Delta region. It is not a good testament. So already, there's this adage, they say, and someone answered that, I mean, this was a father asking his children, and the sons were answering. The first one says, it happens 2 times, and the other one says, well, if it happens 3 times. And one of the youngest sons said, no, that's what happened to another person. That will teach him a lesson.
That's a wise one.
So, will the Southeast Development Commission draw from the very not so good lessons that the NDDC has lived over the years, with the controversy of who will be the leader, how monies are spent, projects that are not completed, but money is fully paid?
My dear, I'm happy you got on the track, because when you say learn from, so I started wondering, is it learn from the corruption of the past, but learn from the mistake of the others? My dear, you see, it's easier to give monkey a cup to drink water, but recovering it is where the challenge is. Corruption has become too endemic. It's gone into the bloodstream of our people. And that's the problem we have. Am I going to tell you that there's not a lot to be learned, how not to be corrupt? But the issue is, would the politicians want not to be corrupt? Don't be surprised they will even use it for election. And you ask tomorrow, what have we achieved? They will start blaming government. But you are the government. So there's a lot to learn from the failures of other similar commissions. Because it's not just allocating fund is the issue, but managing the fund. We have no reason to fail. To be honest, when the issue of corruption is not known in our place before like it is, but I think our people are smarter than this. Because when you go to the Niger Delta, incidentally is an area I can write a book, as an expert in Niger Delta security. So I can tell you that it's really a shame when you look at the funds rolled into the Niger Delta and with little achieved out of it. I think our people can learn from that. The best thing would be for us to use that opportunity God has given us. I mean, I congratulate those who are in the board, but it's a challenge because it's a make or man. But I know that people don't even care again what image they create for their children unborn, but what they want is to amass wealth. But I appeal to all the members, please, in God's name, save our region.
That's right.
Use the money for the purpose it's meant. Let God bless your region, your family, the way you impact on the other people's children and the future of this region. So, and that's the lesson I want those who are going to be working on the board, and those who have been appointed, and those who are in the, the go-betweens,
that's right.
To spay us and use this as an opportunity to drop down on insecurity. Because I can tell you, if the money is utilized, opportunity is utilized very well, insecurity will slide down. I can tell you that. I can hold me responsible if the right thing is done and insecurity does not stop. You can't deal with insecurity with the butt of the gun. It's just a wastage of our resources, but with non-kinetic approach and creating opportunities to engage the youths, positively, nobody wants to die. Anybody having gone looking for who to kill is also looking for who will kill him.
Absolutely.
It's not a tea party.
All right. That's a good place to leave it. Just to tell the viewer that on the Eastern I will be profiling members of the board of the Southeast Development Commission. Do join us at 7 p.m. for that, where you have the likes of Mark Okoye at the helm. So we'll be doing that because obviously there wouldn't be time to do that there. And I have to thank you so much, Barrister Sam Otobeze, President of Nsukka Chamber of Commerce and CEO of the Abokus Integrated Security Limited. Thank you for your perspectives on the News Today discussion.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
And to end the news, here is a recap of our top stories. Minister of Tourism has described Governor Mba as a rare gift to the nation. In Abuja, Ministry of Foreign Affairs has disowned a fake ambassadorial list. On business news today, Independent Marketers has begun direct loading from Dangote Refinery. On the foreign scene, you heard that Australia's Prime Minister has launched a task force on anti-Semitism. Thank you for staying tuned with us on the news today. Do follow us on all our social media platforms at Afia TV Official. My name is Alex Obodo. Many thanks for watching. Good afternoon.
Good evening to you, viewer, and welcome to Women in Business, a show that profiles women, executives, and even the next door store owner, showcasing Igbo greatness to the world.
I started always obsessed with books ever since I was a child.
The stress of always converting naira to dollar and
an incompetent means an incompetent